Good morning, my friends. I'm Clover, and this is Genuinely Approachable Sudoku. And today we're going to be solving Showtime by Bill Murphy. So this is a zipper line Sudoku, and in zipper lines, in this case we have all odd length lines. There's a slightly different rule for even length lines, but all of our lines are an odd number of cells long. And so the way these work is you look at the digit in the very center of the line, and that digit has to be equal to the sum of each of the pairs of digits that are the same distance away from that cell. So to give you an example, here is the center digit on this top line in row 1, and it is equal to the sum of those two blue digits, and it's also separately equal to the sum of these two green digits. So these two blue digits equal 9, and these two green digits also equal 9. So there's only one way to sum to 3, so that's going to have to be 1 and 2. And there's only one way to sum to 4, so those will have to be 1 and 3. Now to make this sum to 5, we have to have either 1 plus 4 or 2 plus 3, so we're going to mark that as 1, 2, 3, 4. But then now that we have this 1, 3, 4 in row 8 already, we can place a 2 here and a 3 here, and that resolves the 1, 2 pair up here. We have something similar going on here. We're just going to go for it directly this time. So this cell can only be a maximum of 4 in order to be part of a 5 sum. So that's going to be a 4 since we already have 1, 2, and 3 in row 2. And that makes this a 1 to sum up to 5. Therefore, this is a 3 and this is a 1. Now, we need to make some sums of 7 in the bottom left and the bottom right. So these guys have to sum to 7. There are only 3 ways to make a sum of 7, and 2 of them are already ruled out. So it can't be 3 plus 4 because this cell can be neither 3 nor 4. And also neither of these two cells can be 1 because I have 1s here and here, so this can't be 1 plus 6. So this is going to have to be 2 plus 5, and they'll have to go this way around. So these are either 3 plus 4, which is impossible because there's a 4 in the row, and again we have a 3 and a 4 in this region. Or 1 plus 6 is the last remaining way to make a sum of 7, so we will have to place a 6 and a 1 right there. Okay, let's see if we can do something similar with these. Here, what's standing out to me is that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all seeing this cell, but it can't be any bigger than 6, so that's going to be a 6, so that'll be a 1, 6 pair. And now here, I think the only digit that is 6 or lower that I can actually place in this cell by Sudoku is going to be 3, so that makes this a 3, 4 pair. Now let's look at these sums of 9. So there are 4 ways to sum to 9. 1 and 8 is completely ruled out because we have a 1 in this row. 3 and 6 is also ruled out because we have 3s in these cells. That keeps us from placing a 3 there. And 2 and 7 is also ruled out because we have 2s already in columns 2 and 4. So this is going to have to be a 4, 5 pair. So now we can't use another 4 and 5 there. So can we do 2 and 7? I believe so. We could place a 2 there and a 7 there. Can we do 3 and 6? No, because we can't put a 6 in either of these cells because of these two 6s here. And we can't do 1 and 8, so that's going to be 2 and 7. Now let's work on this one. This can't be 1 and 8. It can't be 3 and 6 because 3 is ruled out of both of these cells. So it's either 4 and 5, which is also impossible since this cell can't be 4 or 5, or 2 and 7, which goes this way around. Now these still can't be 1 and 8, now they can't be 2 and 7, they can't be 4 and 5, so these are going to have to be 3 and 6. So before we approach these last two lines, we'll do a little bit of Sudoku. So here we have a hidden 5 in region 1, and then we're going to place a 9 to finish off column 1. And now to finish row 9, we need an 8 and a 9, and those aren't resolved yet. To finish column 9, we need a 4 and a 5, which are resolved thanks to the 4 right there. My last two digits in this region are going to be 6 and 9, and I'll address that in a moment. My last two digits in this region are going to be 6 and 7. So let's have a look at that, because the central digit on one of these zipper lines has to be larger than the digits elsewhere along the lines. So 7 is bigger than 6, so that'll be a 7 and a 6, and then 7 is 6 plus 1. 9 is bigger than 6, so that's our 9, that's our 6, and then 9 is 6 plus 3. And that takes care of the last of our lines, so let's finish off the puzzle with some classic Sudoku. So here we need to place 2, 3, 6, and 8. That can't be 2, 3, or 6, so that's 8. This can't be 2 or 3, because there's 2 and a 3 there, and that resolves everything. And so the last digit in row 1 is going to be a 6. Now if we finish, I believe row 2 is a good place to look next. We need an 8-9 pair, and here we're going to need a 3 and a 4. We can finish that because there's a 3 already in column 6. In column 8, we still need a 7 and a 9, which we can resolve. And we need a 3, a 5, and an 8 to finish off the region. Here in region 7, we need a 1, 8, and a 9, and because the 9 can't go in either of these cells, it must go here. The 1 can't go in row 8, so it goes right there. And there's our 1, 8, and 9. So if we finish off this row, we need to place a 2 and a 4. And to finish off this row, we need a 7 and a 9, which takes care of this 8-9 pair we have floating up here. These two cells are going to be 7 and 8 to finish the column. These cells are going to be 2, 4, and 5. Nope, not 2, 4, and 5. 2, 5, and 6, if I'm not mistaken. That's not a 2, and that's not a 6. That's not a 3, that's not an 8. I'm just looking for Sudoku kind of going across the rows at this point. The remaining cells in this column are 6 and 9. That eliminates a 6, which places a 6 right here. And the remaining cells in this column are 2 and 8, which is going to take care of this and this at the same time, actually. So we just have 3 more digits to place. We need a 1, a 5, and a, what's our last digit? A 4. Right on. That is how you solve Bill Murphy's Showtime zipper line Sudoku. I hope you enjoyed that one. The link to solve it yourself is in the description below this video, and I will see you again in a couple days.